In the decades before Alec Brady played for Celtic, the game had been developing in quite a number of ways. The crossbar tape had been replaced by a crossbar and made of wood. They had tinkered with the field markings round the pitch. They had brought in referees instead of umpires. And off the field it was developing too, and it wasn't always developing in ways that we might appreciate. This report is from the Scottish Athletic Journal of October the 13th, 1882, and the game was played at Anne Bank. Not more than 500 people were on the field, and a slovenly looking, petticoated and extremely vulgar section of the crowd had answered to the courteous invitation, "Ladies free." The language which came from the lips of these ladies was sickening to listen to. The men behaved moderately well, and in respect of them, it may be as well to forgive the fair sex in the hope that in future matches they will stay at home. All right. And on the field of play, things were a little better, because there was a little report published in the Scottish Athletic Journal on September 27th, 1887, and it said, "Association football is becoming notorious for scenes and disgraceful exhibitions of ruffianism. The rabble will soon make it impossible for law-abiding citizens to attend matches." And then on the field as well, things were getting pretty rough, and eventually the SFA ordered that this notice be put up in all dressing rooms. Rough play, as specified in Rule 10, is tripping, ducking, hacking, jumping at a player, pushing and charging from behind. Now, I have it in very good authority that the first dressing room they put that up on was the home dressing room at Ibrox. But that may have been a scurrilous rumour, and I would. And just before Alec Brady joined Celtic, and this is one of my favourite pieces, there was a book written called "The Boys from the Brink, The History of Albion Rovers FC," where the writer, who was a director of Albion Rovers, put in an astonishing amount of work in detail to record the details of this club. And there's one bit in it which I totally love, because Albion Rovers were playing Clydesdale in the Coatbridge Express Cup in early 1891, the year that Alec Brady signed for Celtic, and it gives you an example of how much football has changed in those days. And the report finishes by saying, "With 10 minutes to go and Rovers leaving 4-3, Rovers goalkeeper Hudson had to leave the field of play in order to catch his train home." Those were the days. Where are you off to, Craig Gordon? Well, you never you won't believe this, but anyway, on to Alec Brady. Now, by the time he joined in 1891, football had evolved a wee bit. It started off playing one full-back, one half-back and 8 forwards. And I've always had this wonderful thing in my mind where Jock Steen's shouting at me out the double, "Take the 4 coming towards you," on the left-hand side, you know. And then it changed a wee bit, because the players are not daft, and they realised that if you'd 8 in a line, it was very difficult to pass other than laterally, and they were getting intercepted. So it then changed to 2 full-backs, 2 half-backs and 6 forwards. 2 wingers on each side, 2 guys in the middle. By the time Alec was playing for Celtic, it had changed again to the 2-3-5 formation, thanks to the Preston North End team in England, who decided I was ready to play football. So he was an inside forward, he was a fetching carry man. And he scored 10 goals in 24 games for Celtic, which is roughly a goal every 2 games. And yet it was curious for that, because if you look at that team that he played in on the forward line, the inside left and outside left were John Campbell and Duke McMahon, who were out-and-out goal scorers. So they would have played further forward, which meant that Alec Brady would have played that a wee bit further back and been a purveyor of passes, right, left and centre. So if he did that and also managed to score a goal every 2 games, 10 goals, 24 games, he was a very special player, and that's a great, great tribute to him. So I'm very impressed by that particular record. I would like today to, first of all, on behalf of everyone here, on behalf of Celtic supporters throughout the world, to thank the Brady family who are here for giving us such a fine player in the Celtic's cause, and also to congratulate them for having such a distinguished ancestor. Thank you very much indeed.